Well, hi, it's Julie here from Crooked Leg Creative. How are y'all doing? I wanted to show you a cute idea for making quick Christmas cards. I've been wanting to try this for a while. So here's some supplies. I'm using 3 colors of ink pad from Stampin' Up. I made a little template for the tree, and it's 3/4 inch from the top, 1.5 inches from the bottom, and 1 inch from either side. You can just make measurements at the top center to get that. Make a little, it can be any size you want, but I've got kind of a turquoise blue, a red, and a green. Got a couple of stamps, and then a stamp from the Hero Arts kit from this month, the sentiment from that's a really cool kit, and a stamp positioner because I have a lot of wood-mounted rubber stamps that are hard to position, and some mint tape, and I'll link a lot of these things in the description. So the first thing you're going to do, and these are just A2 size cards, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, is trace your template that you made. And if you have a stencil for this, it would obviously be easier to just spray it with some stencil adhesive and put it on your cards. That would actually make it even faster. But this is what I have on hand. So I'm using the tape to just go right along those lines. And I drew those pencil lines really light. You can erase them later if you see them, but this is the way to just mask off the sides to make this triangle tree. I've been wanting to try this for a while. I saw somebody do a watercolor technique where they did some little droplets and made a cute card, and I thought I could probably do something like that with stamps. So it's not quite what I exactly had planned, but I decided to do some ink blending, and I've got my ink blending tool, and I know myself well, and I know that I tend to mess up and get fingerprints and everything everywhere, so I'm using some Post-it notes to give me a little bit of extra masking here. And I'm not being super careful because I know I can blend all of that pretty well inside this taped off area. And after that, I'm going to be stamping just with some old border stamps I had from Stampin' Up. I used to use the stamp positioner of those template sheets. I got those on Amazon, I believe, and the Inkadinkado positioner. So you just butt the edge of the plastic right up into the positioner, stamp on top of the plastic, and then just kind of use that as a guide. So I could try to eyeball this, but I do not trust myself, and I wanted it to look nice. So I'm lining up that little border where I want it to be, and then lining up the positioner and stamping. And it's pretty easy to do, and it's probably just about the only way that I would use my wood-mounted stamps like this, because I just don't trust myself to position them right. I'm loving the clear stamps that are so popular now, and the stamping tool like Misty and Stamparatus, but I have so many wood-mounted stamps, and I want to be able to use them. So I'm just fanning the ink a little bit because it's a little wet. It's more wet on the tape than it is on the paper, but I want to make sure I don't smear. So just continue to stamp all the way up. You could use greenery stamps. I just don't have a lot of those that were the right scale, I felt like, for this card. And I kind of wanted to use the same stamp on each one of the trees. And so I felt like using repeating these stamps would be a great way to show how you can change things up with just changing the colors. So just continue to use that. It's really hard to see the stamped image on the template sheet, the plastic sheet there, but you only need enough just to get an idea of where that stamp is going to line up. I really love this tool. I've tried other tools, and this one just is the easiest one to use and gives me really good results, so I like it a lot. My dog is in here in my little craft studio with me sleeping. I hope he doesn't wake up and start barking. He's got a very loud bark. So I'm just about done here. Sometimes you don't know if anything is going to stamp right up there in that where the top of the tree is, because those tape lines are very close together. Yeah, I keep doing Post-it notes because I'm very prone to klutzy stamping, so I want to make sure that I do not make any mistakes on this. And this is my favorite part, just pulling the tape carefully off and seeing those nice edges and cute little tree. And now it's going to be time to use the positioner again. So for the other trees, I use one color, but for this green tree, I wanted to have a red bow at the top. So same technique. Stamp onto the plastic and line it up where you want it to go. Line up the positioner, remove the plastic, and stamp again. That's another Stampin' Up! Stamp from a Christmas ornament set. So that works great. I would never be able to line it up like that without a positioner. Now the Hero Arts Christmas sentiment is pretty easy to line up because it's clear and it's easy to see through. So I didn't worry about using my stamping tool, my Stamparatus for that. But look how cute that is. Okay, so now it's time to move on to the kind of red and pink card. And I honestly wasn't even going to make another color other than the green and red tree, but because I don't usually like pink Christmas things or light blue Christmas things. I usually like the traditional colors, but I thought it might be fun to try, and I'm really glad I did because I actually really like them. And I put more Post-it notes down because I'm just very aware of my stamping clumsiness, so I want to make sure that I don't get in trouble there. I like to work with a piece of paper under me so I have something to get some of the ink off with. And again, not being super careful because I'm going to be stamping over that, and the variation in color I think looks nice. I'm having a little trouble getting used to the ink blending. I think I might do better with those brushes. I don't know if you've seen the ink blending brushes. I need to get some of those. I think those would work out better for me. The little foam discs on the ink blending tool that I have don't seem to give good coverage for me, or even coverage, but that's okay. So I did the same thing with that one border stamp, stamped it all the way up, and I'm removing the tape again, and I'll position the ribbon for the top of the tree and the sentiment. And like I said, this one's going to be all in pink and red. It's technically all red, but the ink blending makes it look pink on the tree. And now on to the blue one. I think this is Bermuda Bay ink color from Stampin' Up. It's probably my favorite blue color. I don't have all of their stamp pad colors, but I find myself using this one often. It's just a really beautiful blue. And you can see here I've been gone ahead and doing the border stamp again, just finishing it up there. Same technique. You can see that this would be, if you were doing Christmas cards and you were choosing one color scheme, you could really crank these out pretty easily, I feel like, with kind of an assembly line system. You have to forgive me, I am still recovering from being sick. The last video I did, my voice was also not so great. Anyway, so the fun part, I have to leave in all the peeling of the tape because I think it looks so cool to watch how that all comes together. And then the blue, I really like the blue one too. I can't believe how much I like it. Now, this is a cool technique. I've got double stick tape on that card base, and I'm lining them up in my Score Buddy because it's got a nice little corner there, and it's just a lot easier than trying to eyeball it and then accidentally getting it stuck down. Now I am putting some foam, double stick foam adhesive onto my pink and red Christmas tree, and I'm going to put that right on top of that gray and white diagonal stripe card front that I put on my card base. I think the gray and the pink and the red looks so good together. So here I'm doing it again with the blue card, but I'm not going to trim it down. The other one I trimmed down with rectangle dies from Hero Arts. This one I wanted to use some metallic tape that I have. I get this at Hobby Lobby. It's from the Paper Studio, and several times that I've gone to Hobby Lobby, the Paper Studio stuff has been on 50% off. And so whenever that happens, I usually try to stock up on some of their tapes. Now, I should have put this tape on before I adhered that card front to the base, because I could have wrapped those ends, those tails of the tape back behind the card and then taped it to the card base so that there wouldn't be cut edges, but it still looks fine. It just would be better had I done that before. I love these tapes. They're nice and thin. They also have some kind of sparkly glittery ones, and they have some wider tapes, all kinds of washi tapes and stuff that does kind of stick to you though. But it's great stuff, and I think I show you guys in a minute all of the tapes, the metallic-y tapes that I have. I've got them on a little jump ring that I keep on hanging on my pegboard so that I can see them. I tend to be very out of sight, out of mind, and I forget that I own stuff, so I forget to use it. I've got a great craft room, but I can't always see everything that I've got. There you go. That was the jump ring of metallic tapes. So for the red and green one, I'm just using some Lawn Fawn 1/8 inch double stick tape. I really like this tape. I've got a lot of it. And I'm going to adhere it onto some pattern paper that I had bought from Hobby Lobby that I thought looked really cute with this. They have both the tree and the pattern paper have been trimmed down in the die cut machine with Hero Arts Infinity rectangle dies, just different sizes. So that's how I've put those together, so you can see how all the cards look. I love the blue, and I tell you, I am not into blue for Christmas. And love the pink. I love the pink and gray together. And the one that I thought would be my favorite, I mean, I still like the green and red, but I think I like the blue and the pink even more than the red and green. So I want to make some matching envelopes just real quick. I'm positioning Jingle All the Way and a couple of snowflakes from that Hero Arts October card kit set, and I'm just going to do coordinating colors for each. And I've got a little piece of paper under the flap, and I'm just testing it to make sure I've got it inked up well. And I'll do one in blue and red and green to match the cards. And there you have it. So there is my simple idea for cute Christmas cards that are pretty easy to put together and don't require a ton of supplies. Y'all take care.